back to Ireland AM. A new report from DCU has found that nearly 1 in 4 pubs have closed in the last 2 decades.
Yeah, it's really sad. Joining us now to discuss the report is Chief Executive of the Licensed Vintners Association, Donal O'Keefe, alongside President of the Vintners Federation, Michael O'Donovan. Good morning to you, Michael, down the line there. But Donal, can we start with you? And those sad figures of all those pubs closing, and of course we are seeing it and we're talking about it all the time. What's happening?
Well, the trade is under enormous pressure. That's very clear from the closure rate. We're being assaulted on all fronts, really. You have huge changes in lifestyle, you have huge changes in how people are consuming alcohol, and we have critically huge pressures on costs. Post-COVID, there's been a ferocious acceleration in the cost of running a business, much of it government imposed. We have essentially the highest taxes in Europe on alcohol, second highest excise, VAT at 23%. And arising from the report today, we're calling on the government to cut excise in the upcoming budget as a way of supporting the viability of small pubs, rural pubs, right across the country.
0896 111 111. We'd love to hear from you as to whether your pub-going habits have changed in the last few years, whether that's because of lifestyle and family or because of COVID or what's happened. We'd love to hear from you.
And have pubs closed in your area, in your town, your village.
Because it is, like, as you've mentioned there, things are like, you're going out now and you're not getting much change for a couple of drinks from 50 quid. And it has gotten increasingly expensive to enjoy a night out, and it's very easy to just go to your off licence, invite a few people over and drink at home.
Yeah, so lifestyles have changed. How people are consuming alcohol has changed. The off-licence sector, dominated by the supermarkets, has become the biggest channel in Ireland. There's far more alcohol sold through supermarkets than through pubs. Pubs must offer value. We operate in the discretionary part of the economy. And pubs in certain locations, in Dublin, where I represent, are trading well. In some of the cities around the country, in the tourist towns, are trading well. But the industry, at a national level, is under ferocious pressure. That pressure is most extreme in small rural pubs, and the closure rates we've seen have been essentially rural pubs. So we need a change in policy. We've had 20 years of steady decline. We can't allow this to continue. Excise is within the government's control. There's a lot happening internationally. The tariff environment, international trade environment is changing very fast. That's outside the control of the Irish government. But taxes within their control. With the highest excise in Europe, our alcohol consumption has come down to European averages. We're no longer high consumers of alcohol. So we think taxation should also come down.
And of course, since COVID, all our attitudes have changed towards that as well. Michael, you're a pub owner. So how are you getting on, and how's your pub doing, and what are you seeing?
Yeah, look, this summer, I suppose, tourist numbers on the ground have declined, unfortunately, and even those that are here are very conscious of what they're spending. So it's putting pressure on your business. And, you know, a lot of our members would be very dependent on the summer trade to get them through next winter. So, you know, we've a real worry for going forward what's going to happen, because the turnover isn't there at the moment. And, you know, this would be, as Donal said, an opportunity in the upcoming budget for the government to help us. And excise is one of the key areas that they could help, because it's within their remit. And without the help, we'd have a real worry for our membership going forward for pubs across the country next year. And, you know, lots of rural pubs, they're the last community hub that we have. They've lost the shop, they've lost the post office. So the pub is really the last element of the community that they have. And it's where a lot of people would go, maybe that live alone. It might be the only people that they might meet on any given day. So, you know, it's a crucial social fabric to rural Ireland to see these pubs survive. And also they help our tourist trade.
Because there's one element about rural Ireland, of course, and then, you know, there's the drink driving, how you can get down, public transport links. But then it's also pubs in towns and cities, whereby we've been talking about increasingly, since COVID, essentially, about how people don't feel safe on the streets. And a lot of that is, you know, going out at night time, going into the pub and then just not feeling safe afterwards, don't know if they're going to get a cab. Is that something that you're talking about within the publican trade as well, Michael?
Yes, absolutely. Transport is crucial. What we've seen, you know, since COVID, I suppose, is a lot of people coming out earlier and going home earlier because they're not sure of how to get home late at night. We have a taxi coalition alliance that we're trying to work with government to see what ways we can improve the transport situation. But that's probably a longer, I suppose, objective. But right now, I suppose we want to protect our Irish bars, because some of the best bars in the world are here in Ireland.
Yeah.
And what we don't want to see is us having to go abroad to try and find a bar that we really like and go to visit.
Yeah, Donald, I mean, you keep saying the government needs to start doing stuff. Is there anything the publicans can do?
Well, the publicans have to run their business by staying close to their customers. So the trade is always evolving as lifestyles change. That's nothing new for us, and that's within our responsibility. We must offer a product and a service and environment that's attractive to people. And what we're seeing is where publicans do that, business is solid, because customers will go where they get value, where they get good service, where they have a good night out. So
do you have a worry, though, in Ireland? Because I think its treatment for cocaine usage since 2017 has gone up 250% in this country. We know that there is an issue with drugs and that people, whether they're younger people or older people, it's cheaper than drinking.
Oh no, there's a ferocious issue with drugs.
There is, right?
It's in every village, town and city across the country. Every nightlife setting, every home party, drugs are freely
People are doing
available.
It openly, yeah.
Freely available. So that's a big factor. Lifestyles keep changing. Our attitudes to alcohol keep changing. Our attitudes to how we socialise keeps changing. Yeah. So the trade has to evolve with that. But I'd be very confident that the trade can continue to do that. We've done it for 250 years. We'll continue to do that. But, you know, within the macroeconomic environment, the taxation is what we want the government to focus on. Government can't mitigate against lifestyle changes. Consumers choose to socialise how they do. Yeah. But taxation, the highest excise in Europe, is a factor here. And cutting excise gives the pubs a better chance of viability.
0896 111 111. We'd love to hear from you about your relationship with the pub in your town, village or wherever it is you are. Michael O'Donovan, who is owner of the Castle Inn in Cork and president of the Vintners Association, and Donald O'Keefe, secretary of the Drinks Industry Group of Ireland and chief executive of the Licensed Vintners Association. Thank you both so much for being with us.
Thank you so much for coming this morning.
Back with you in a minute in Ireland Day.